Hi everyone, and welcome to a quick SSPI tutorial on how to do the ranking sensitivities. So I'm just going to add in some columns here. We are in the example tutorial from before. And so maybe you would think that the SSPI overall arithmetic ranks are different than the SSPI overall geometric ranks. Just a quick refresher on what these are. We were talking about, maybe you want to use arithmetic mean to average these. Maybe you want to use geometric mean. Geometric mean is multiplying this times this times this and taking the cube root. And that is different than adding the three of them together, but it's not super different. But maybe you're worried about how much the rankings change when you do that, because they might. Okay, let's take a look. So let's see, arith ranks, geom ranks, and then we're going to create rankings. So how do we do rankings? Well, we want to sort the sheet, and this is our best friend, sort range. Data has header row, and we are sorting it by, let's sort by arithmetic first, Z to A, because we want the biggest values to have the highest rank. And so here we go. Why is the UK the highest? Something interesting is going. Oh, that's why, because I've scrolled all the way down the sheet. That makes sense. Okay, I was about to say. Okay, 1, 2, 3, and we probably want these to be integer values. Not that it really matters, but looks better to me. So you can grab this 1, 2, 3, and you'll notice if you just try to grab 3 and drag, it'll just do a bunch of 3s, and that's not really what you want. But Excel is smart, and it knows, you type 1, 2, 3, you probably want a 4, 5, 6, right? And if we try and do that, sure enough, it is going to produce that, and we can actually just go all the way down real quick. And now we have the rankings, nice and easy. These are all in order. You kind of want to gut check yourself, make sure you sorted the sheet right. But if these look like they're in the right order, you can just assign them the ranks. And now, because they're all in the rows, when we sort the range, these will stay here. So we sort these again, and we're going to do more cell actions, sort range, and now we're going to sort it by the geometric row. And so maybe these are a little different. If not, then this tutorial is going to be really silly. But no, you can see, some ranking changes, not many, but a few. And we want to see if any of them are big. And so we sort it that way, and we go 1, 2, 3. And you probably do it with 1, 2, but I don't know. I don't trust sheets. So there you go. Now you have your ranks in the sheet. One thing we might want to know is, how many of these are actually equal and how many aren't. So we can count that by saying, is this equal to that? And that's true, right? And how many are false? Well, we can count if false. So we can say equals count if this range is false. Perfect. And yeah, 20 are false. So we actually have quite a few ranking changes. And so let's visualize that. How do we visualize ranking changes in our graphs? So we have the geom ranks, we have the arithmetic ranks. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to sort the sheet by the ranks. And so sort range by the ranks. And I'm going to do arithmetic ranks, A to Z. So it'll be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And we want to check they're in order, and they are. And the reason we're going to do that is we're going to have two plots. We're going to have the sort of 45-degree line, you might hear it called, or just like, the y equals x line up your rankings. And then we're going to have the other rankings plotted as a differential. And we'll see what that means in 1 second. So let's just highlight this. Same deal. Insert chart. Nice. We've got a chart. It's really ugly. Exactly what we want. So make it a scatter chart. Everything's a scatter chart for us, and you can already see it starting to form here. But we're just going to ditch all these series right here, and then we're going to add arithmetic ranks. And so when we plot arithmetic ranks against country, country is actually ordered by the arithmetic rank, right? So if we ordered this by something different, or we had a different x-axis, this wouldn't work. But because we sorted the sheet, or yeah, let's see if we do this and we sort it by the country, right? So we sort the range by country. Then you're going to see we get a big mess of a chart, right? And this isn't helping us visualize anything about the ranks. But if we sort it so that the countries are in order by the ranks, we sort it by arithmetic ranks, A to Z, then look, we get a nice line. We're trying to compare ranks, right? And we want to see what would happen if we did nothing. Or we want to see what we had before, and we want a basis for comparison when we add in the new ranks. So we're going to add a series, and the series we're going to add is geometric ranks. And we can see, look, we've got it. And what this is telling us is that, yeah, there are a lot of ranking changes, but they're mostly just swaps. And countries that were already really close are swapping places for the most part. And there aren't a lot of really big, crazy, like, this country went all the way up a bunch and this country went all the way down. And so what we're saying is that the ranks are not particularly sensitive to whether or not you're using arithmetic or geometric means. And if you're a country, you probably shouldn't care about whether or not you're 20th or 21st. You're in the 20s somewhere, like, low 20s. And that's what it means to have an SSPI score around what you have. And it's just not that important whether or not you switch ranks by a bunch. But let's say we did this, but let's say we leave out public goods. We would expect this to be a really different set of scores. And sure enough, if we change this up, you can see what a big set of ranking changes. Oh, not even so big. That's, interesting. Maybe we could compare. Oh, I haven't adjusted the ranks. That's why. So again, quick gut check. Look, now these are out of order and the rankings haven't updated. So what I have to do to make this graph work is to sort the range. And so I sort range, view more cell actions, sort range by geometric ranks. And now we've made geometric ranks not the right thing, so there should be some pretty big changes in ranking. And now we can go 1, 2, 3, and then we drag down and our chart will update automatically because we've set it up nicely. All right, so now let's see. What has happened? Did I sort it by the correct place? No, still out of order. I think I clicked arithmetic. Or maybe I ordered it by geometric ranks. I think that's probably what I did. I'll have to check the tape. Smoking gun evidence. Okay. We're going to sort by SSPI overall geometric, which is the new score we've made. And this is now the wrong score, but for the sake of learning, we're going to set this up. And yeah, we can see the ranks have changed. And so not too much, but quite a bit. And so 1, 2, 3. Yeah, and now we can see what like a more sensitive ranking change. So I think we've actually gotten things swapped around because we're out of order. But data, view more cell actions, sort range by now country, or not country, no, arithmetic ranks. Perfect. A to Z. And now we'll have a nice chart. And so the blue line is the arithmetic mean ranks. And now, yeah, you can see when we leave out a pillar and change the aggregation methodology, now we're getting some really big ranking changes. So like Switzerland has, let's see, it goes up in ranks, which is bad. You want to be as close to 1 as you can be. And so Switzerland's public goods scores are probably really high. And so when you leave out public goods, it really penalizes Switzerland. And let's see if that's true. Switzerland is in the 20s, Switzerland, and yeah, you can see 0.6, 0.6, 0.864. So 864 is not so far off of the max in terms of public goods scores. It's a really good score. And the other ones are kind of middling, they're better than average, maybe, or around average, around the median. But, they're not great. But so Switzerland, which scores really good in public goods and not so well everywhere else, when you leave out public goods, which we did by setting up the geometric mean to only include this and not public goods, then Switzerland gets really hurt. By contrast, let's see, do we have any big bumps? Let's see. United Kingdom gets a fairly big bump. It goes from 20th to 15. By, it's not a huge bump, but it's appreciable. It's getting a nice boost because its public goods score is probably worse than the others. And it's not quite that clear, right? Because, it seems like it's better than its others, but relative to the means, which is what you care about, these are slightly above average performances in these categories. And this is, an average performance or, slightly below average performance for, let's see, Britain. Yeah, it's around the average. And so leaving out the one where it's above the where it's below the average and only including the ones where you're slightly above the average is going to make you rank better in general. Right? And so yeah, that is rankings, and you're going to want to go ahead and make sure you title your chart. So ranking changes. All right, and then have a vertical axis title as well. So it's like rank. Right, and that just makes it super readable so that we know what we're talking about. All right, that's all for this tutorial. It was super quick, but helpful, hopefully, for setting up your ranking charts for sensitivity testing.